Good morning. Please rise in body and spirit and join in singing number 126, Come Thou Font of Every Blessing. We bid you welcome. In this community of radical inclusion, we make space for what you believe and what you love. Your whole self is welcome here. In this community of open-hearted inclusion for all people, we do not expect you to think a certain way or restrict yourselves to one set of beliefs. We only ask that you try to live a kindly, helpful life with the dignity proper to a human being. Welcome all who believe that religion is wider than any sect and deeper than any set of opinions. Welcome all who might find in our friendship strength and encouragement for daily living. We are so grateful that you're here. My name is Pastor Eli Kranz.
Can we also welcome the people standing in the back by making a little more room in the pews?
Absolutely. If you didn't hear that, could we kind of condense ourselves so people can come and sit if they wish?
Please, to the people in the back, if you want them to come sit by you.
Yeah. All right. Everybody comfortable? Great. Wonderful. As I said, my name is Pastor Eli Kranz, and I'm your service leader today. My pronouns are he, him. Thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us, whether enjoying the service in person or watching online. This morning, we are gathering in our collective community. We are UU Church of Farmington, First UU Detroit, and Northwest UU. And we are very excited for our time together this morning. After the service, everyone is invited to a potluck downstairs in the fellowship hall. During that potluck, Becca Seaton will be leading a short pagan and earth-based ritual honoring Lammas, the first harvest festival of the pagan calendar. This celebration will begin 10 to 15 minutes after the service, and all are welcome to join in the experience. Some announcements. The UUCF annual picnic is on Sunday, September 8th after church service. Drinks, hot dogs, and corn will be provided, along with your potluck dishes. The picnic will be held at a new location this year at Rotary Park in Novi. More information can be found in the weekly e-blast and the magnet. Finally, here's a little info about next week's service with Paul Bailey leading.
Hello, I'm Paul Bailey. Sunday, August 11th, I'll be speaking about Sarah Emma Edmonds, a Civil War hero. She served as a nurse, a mail carrier, a soldier, and a spy. Her extraordinary life is an inspiration for us in breaking barriers in our world today. Please join us August 11th to learn more. Thank you.
Once again, if I could have people scooch and make room for folks in the back. And folks in the back, please feel free. There's a ton in the front. Yeah, come on in. Right? Don't mind waiting for this. All right. Continuing on, please check the UUCF website or emails for other announcements about upcoming events. And now, please take a moment to silence your phones, but we do encourage you to share your presence with us on social media. We gather here on the ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe, who were removed unjustly. We in this community are beneficiaries of that removal. We honor them as we gather here, but it is not enough to say so. Our Caring Sunday collection this week supports the North American Indian Association of Detroit, which offers services to Native Americans in Southeast Michigan, including a career pathways program, daily lunch and support programming for elders, emergency food assistance, a library of books and other materials related to Native Americans, and an art gallery supporting local artisans and crafters. Please use the envelope you received with your order of service to make a donation today to the NAIA. This collection will be taken during the offering. Let people get seated here. Now together, please join me in reciting the UUCF mission statement. We seek answers everywhere, include everyone, and live with the compassion. Our chalice lighting comes to us from Amy McKenzie. Welcome to this common sacred space. Common because we are all welcome. Sacred because here we transform the ordinary and attend to the profound. We carry with us regrets, doubts, fears, stories, laughter. May they inspire our worship. Above all, may we each meet what we need most to find on this day in this common sacred space. Let us light our chalice with our hearts open to each other and what we do not yet know.
Good morning. There's one there too. Yeah. Hello, my name is Corey Cortez, and I am the Religious Education Coordinator here at UUCF. And my pronouns are she and her.
This on?
Yep.
All right. Hi, my name is Eva Leventer, and I'm the Director of Religious Education for Northwest and the Religious Education Coordinator for First UU. My pronouns are she, her.
We are so excited to have everybody here. This is awesome. It is so awesome to see all the pews full. And we do have room, so if people keep coming in, we will slide over and make room. Because that's what we do here. We're welcoming to everybody. I'm going to invite all the youth that are here from UCF and Northwest and First of Detroit, if you would like to come up here and come sit here on the stairs so we can see you, your lovely faces. Come on up. All right. So I have a question for you all. What are some questions that you have had on your mind, maybe in the last couple days or today, as you woke up and came here to church today?
What is my stepdad's, what does he have for breakfast?
Ooh, that's a good question. What's for breakfast?
Why do I have to get out of bed?
Typical teenage question, right? Anyone else?
What should I wear?
What should I wear? I have that question every day too.
Mine is purposely hard to answer, and it is prove you exist.
Prove you exist? Or why do we exist, maybe? Is that a prove? Okay, so that's more of a statement, right?
I'm making it purposely hard.
Oh, that is a hard question. We're going to talk about those hard questions in a minute.
What should I do tomorrow?
What should I do tomorrow? That's a great question.
What am I gonna do today?
What are we going to do today?
Am I going to sleep in tomorrow, or am I gonna stay awake tomorrow? Like the entire night until 1 a.m. How can I fly?
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, did you have your hand up? I didn't see. Okay.
My mom is,
What kind of questions?
but I have two.
Okay.
My first question in life is, why do we never have Lucky Charms?
So true. So true. So true. I activate for my...
That's a great question. I do give the answer to that, but okay. And what's your other question?
My other question is that why am I having a bad day today?
Aww. What? Hopefully that turns around. Okay, Sibby, and then we're gonna move on. What was your question?
Why am I so sleepy today?
Why am I so sleepy today? I felt that way too.
Wow, those are lots of good questions, you guys.
Those are
Thank you
all,
for sharing.
Yes, those are all really good questions. And we are a faith that thinks that questions are important. And you may even say that asking questions is more important than having answers. We do a lot of questioning and wondering. Speaking of wondering, we have a wonder box here. Would anybody like to help us with the wonder box? Oh gosh, I have so many hands. I don't.
Here, let me hold it.
All right, thank you. Oh, thank you. Well, yes, our last year we were calling it a gift box. Yes, gifts of our faith, but it's still a wonder box, and we're gonna call it a wonder box today. Okay? Is that okay? All right.
No, the answer to the question is, and plus the hardest.
Okay. Would you like to all open it up together?
Yes, I want to.
Okay. 2, 1, open! Whoa! Okay, let's move back so everybody can see. What does this say up here? Life's big questions. I need 3 volunteers that can read the questions. All right, do you want to just hand them out? Okay, and if you don't get it, don't worry. We're gonna be asking lots of questions in a little bit in class. Okay. All right, everybody else sit down. Everybody else have a seat. All right. Can we read these questions? All right, go ahead. Read your question. Nice and loud.
Is there a gods or goddesses?
Is there a gods or goddesses? That is a big question.
What happens when we die?
What happens after we die? That's a big question.
Scientifically, nothing.
Well, all right.
Like my friend Annie do it with me.
Okay, yes, Talia and Annie can read it together.
Why are we here?
Why are we here? Or why do we, that's kind of like Matt's prove you exist, right? Kind of why do we exist, right?
Mm-hmm. But it's actually prove you exist.
Okay.
I know the answer.
So I wonder, does anybody have any ideas about these questions?
Why are we here anyways?
So you're saying yes. I do have that question too? Yeah. Okay, do you have any ideas about these questions?
I think why we are here is because aliens were tinkering with us and put us on a planet, and they're gonna abduct us because they want to see what they made.
All right. That's an idea. Anybody else have any ideas to these questions?
Aliens control us.
All right. Any other ideas to these questions? Why are we here? What happens after we die? Or is there a God or gods or goddesses?
For the first question that you heard?
Yeah. Why are we here? Oh, is there a God, gods or goddesses? Yes.
1, no. 2, nothing. 3, absolutely no reason whatsoever.
So the answers that are out there, that do exist, or the ideas that are out there, are ones that people have come up with to make sense to them. Sometimes those answers get written down and told over and over and over again and make their way into religions. Different religions and even different groups of people within a religion have different answers.
And as Unitarian Universalists, we think that there is wisdom and truth in lots of religions. And we think that the most important thing that we can do is to ask ourselves and each other the big questions. We can find ideas that work for us by sharing our experiences with one another.
And it's hard work being a Unitarian Universalist, isn't it? Because nobody is going to tell you the answers. But the most important part is the questions, and that we keep asking the questions over and over and over.
Because the ideas you have matter, and because our ideas sometimes change as we get older.
I wonder, for some of our adults out here, are there any questions that you had as a kid or when you were younger that may have changed over the years as you got older? Let's just get one or two, and then we'll move on. Oh, did you want to share or no? No. Okay, all right. Let's just raise hands. Anybody that had questions when you were kids that changed as you got older? Yeah. So and you keep. Oh, I'm sorry. And you keep asking those questions, right?
Yes, why can we not have Lucky Charms?
All All right, to be fair, sometimes Lucky Charms are allowed. I'll fill you all in later, okay? Were there any other questions? Thank you. Okay. So,
I know the answer.
what?
Because Lucky Charms have excess sugar that our bodies don't need on a daily basis.
Thank you. And artificial food coloring.
I think maybe we should wrap it up.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so I'm sure we have many more people who can think of things that they want to share, but since we are running out of time, I want to thank you guys, all you children, for all of your questions and all of your ideas, and keep asking them. And also, asking and thinking of big questions makes us better people.
Yeah. And now we are actually going to invite all of our youth and tweens and teens that would like to join us for our RE classes, where we can continue to ask lots of fun questions. So we are going to ask, if you are sitting on the end of the pew here and you have a ribbon next to you, we are going to make our rainbow arch for our children to walk under as we
sing number 414, as we leave this friendly place. It is in your gray hymnal. We will sing through it twice.
Okay, can I come in front here so I can put this?
What?
Let's take a moment to breathe together. Take a moment to be together. A pause in our service to connect with this space, each other, and ourselves. Let us open our hearts to what is happening in each other's lives. To take a moment to think of your joys, your struggles, and the joys and struggles of those you know. Today, in community, we have the power to hold these things together. Take a moment, and as names come to your heart, speak out the names of those who need holding in their struggles and celebration. We'll hold these people in our hearts together. Take a few more breaths. Settle yourselves into your seats. Be aware of those around you. We light 3 candles for the intentions that rest in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. 1 for the joys, 1 for the sorrows, and 1 for the strength of the gathered community that can support you and bring you peace. Let us remain seated. Let us join together in song, number 123, Spirit of Life. The great end in religious instruction. Oh, didn't know. In the gray hymnal, we're going to turn to 652. Give everyone a moment. This is a responsive reading. And I will read what is in regular font, and you will read what is in italicized font. So, the great end in religious instruction is not to stamp our minds upon the young, but to stir up their own.
Not to make them see with our eyes, but to look inquiringly and steadily with their own.
Not to give them a definite amount of knowledge, but to inspire a fervent love of truth.
Not to form an outward regularity, but to touch inward springs.
Not to bind them by ineradicable prejudices to our particular sect or peculiar notions.
But to prepare them for impartial, conscientious study of whatever subjects may be offered to their decision.
Not to burden the memory, but to quicken and strengthen the power of thought.
Not to impose religion upon them or arbitrary rules, but to awaken conscience, moral discernment.
In a word, the great end is to awaken the soul, to excite and cherish spiritual life. With that in mind, Today, sorry, we're 1 second, 1 second. Today is a time of reflection and learning, a day of curiosity. Let us enter a space of curiosity. What do we want to know? What questions do we have? Curiosity sometimes leads to more curiosity. These questions may be a spark of conversation. At the end of each pew, there's a few note cards. There should be pens in the back. Okay. If we need to share writing utensils, let's do so. What I want is to anyone who has a question on their mind, like the youngins modeled earlier, write it down, and we will come and collect them, and then we will read your questions to allow Reverend Karen and Reverend Julie to answer them. So everyone take a moment.
You're going to take them at that.
Yes, and once you're done, just hold it up, and I will come get them.
But you're going to let the choir sing and then you.
Okay, sure. The choir will sing, and then we'll gather them after.
First off, I want to say how awesome it is to be here with you. I've missed you the last month. I am the minister here at U Farmington. I'm Reverend Karen Madrone, and I'm so thrilled to have our friends from both Northwest and First UU Detroit. And I know that there are other visitors who are like, what is happening? So well, I'm so excited to see all of you here today. And this is Reverend Julie Brock, who is serving both First UU and First UU Detroit and Northwest UU. So.
I've also missed you all, and look, Karen, our people are smart and fashionable.
It's good to see all your faces.
Karen and I, our intention for today was twofold. One, it always seems like there are folks that grab us in coffee hour and want to have these deep discussions with us and pick our brains about different things. And there's like two of us and more than two of you. So we wondered if we might give you this moment to pick our brains. And two, we are both coming back from, thank you so much, a rest over the summer. And we were like, let's not write a sermon. Let's have folks have the moment to ask us what is on your hearts and your minds. And like we said, we don't have answers, but we can reflect from the places of our deepest theology and our shared values. So let's see what you got.
It looks like Eli's collected a lot of questions.
Right. We probably won't get to all of them, but the ones that we don't get to, Karen and I can respond to in writing and put in newsletters.
Giving them a good shuffle. Until I play a lot of card games. How can I be a genuinely altruistic person?
Do you want to take this, or do you want me to?
You can start.
I can start. Here's the thing about altruism. I don't know that it's a state of being. It may be a goal. And for me, altruism isn't like, let's be good people. I mean, there's a deeper why, right? And the why for me is that the universe is inherently relational. We are better when we build the relationships between each other and between our earth. Everything goes better when there's more of us doing the same thing. And you can't do that unless you're in deep relationship with, you can't do that unless you're being kind and good to one another. You can't be in relationship unless you're caring about and making sure that your neighbor has everything they need so they can care about and make sure you have everything you need. I don't know if the goal should be altruism. I think the goal should be solidarity and relationship, which has the same sort of outcome, but from a place rather of like, let's all make our interdependent web stronger, and less a place of, I want to be a good person for being a good person's sake, because that's hard, right? Like trying to be a good person for goodness sake, like who even knows what that is? But trying to be a good person because the person next to you needs you to be their partner and neighbor on this journey that we're all on, that seems like something I can try to aspire to do every day.
Yeah, I would also, of course, add it's about relationship, not just like we're giving the Caring Sunday today that is a really great collection, and what can we do building relationship? And so like everything we do with our organizations that we support is what can we do beyond giving money? And so I think about many years ago when I was a college student at Wesleyan College in Macon, Georgia, and one of my scholarship parts was being a literacy tutor, and then like getting to know adults who were not able to read, and then being able to learn more about why it is this person had this whole life experience where it was all systems, and how can we change the systems so that we were removing barriers for people's lives. And so I've helped this person, but what about changing the system so that more people have access and more people, so like when we think about food scarcity, we've put out a food pantry, what can we do in the larger systems as well to also affect that, like always thinking bigger. Why do we need a food pantry? We need a food pantry. I'm not arguing we don't need a food pantry, because we get calls here several times a month asking for food and help. And what can we do on the larger system to actually affect change for the whole area? Right. It's always like both, like an individual and what is happening, how can we get in relationship with Oakland County, and what are the situations that we can actually be a part of?
Thank you. Next question, and I think both of you will have an answer for this one.
Okay, that means you're
What is your dream for our local UU community?
Well, I have big dreams, and I think many of you do too. Otherwise, you wouldn't have come here today, especially when you knew it was going to be all three of us today. I have big dreams for all of our congregations, not just these three, but like all of our congregations in Michigan and anywhere else to be much more fully connected, much more fully supporting each other in so many ways. That our congregations for a long time have been operating in separate silos and not truly supporting each other, not truly thinking what do we need to lift the whole. There is no purpose in having each of our congregations just kind of adrift on their own. And so my hope is sort of like when we were at the Ferndale Pride, like Barb was there with that, and so we had some information that we could give out about the three of us, but then there were people who were like live closer to Grosse Pointe or who live closer to Brighton. Like, why haven't we created systems so that, like, at that point I thought, oh man, I wish we had a postcard that had all of our information, because I support them all. Like, we're not in competition with each other at all. We want to lift us all up. And so I know that to me, this may sound pretty heretical, but I think congregational polity is both a blessing and a curse, because we've created a situation where, like, this whole concept of we're all independent, but then if you're so independent, but then you could completely fall on your own. And how does that help all of us as Unitarian Universalists?
Yeah. I think that part of our core being as Unitarian Universalists is always fighting against the narrative of our nation, like we're, the individualism and like self-sufficiency. Thank you. That I get paid to talk for a living. The individualism and the self-sufficiency and all of that is like deeply different than our inherent values as Unitarian Universalists, where we center love and we have this interdependent web as one of our main things. So we all have this great vision, right? Of like, okay, we're gonna be together and and this feels great and it sounds great on paper. And then you get to the nitty gritty of like, well, whose offering words are we using? Or worse, who is the offering going to? So then we have to actually do this deep spiritual work, which is bigger than just like our dreams and our values. It's this deep spiritual work of working against what we know not to be true, which is that we are all siloed individuals in our own communities, and that what we have is for only us, and what we need is only for us to give. Because, anybody that knows anything about legacies of racism and poverty knows that that's going to be a good answer for some of us and a bad answer for others, although I'd say spiritually a bad answer for everybody. So I think that my dream is that we not only get together, but we start to break down the idea of where silos even came from. We break down our individualist culture. We work for a larger collective liberation, and in doing so, we'll invite people who don't even know they need us yet into this idea of connective community, because Lord, humans need community at this moment. And I don't think there's a moment in history that in my lifetime anyway, that we've ever been worse at creating it. Post-pandemic.
Thank you. Kind of going along those lines in a sort of trajectory, this question says, how do we ensure that we welcome those whose beliefs are different from those usually expressed in our congregation? And this question, we've got a couple questions like this, and this kind of encapsulates all of those questions of differing beliefs, so I wanted to use this one. So just know that I did see the very similar questions, and this one just encompassed all.
Can we go first? Sure. Y'all, can we just calm down a little bit? Honestly, I have so many folks that come up to me after services and they're like, I loved what you said. What you said was so meaningful for me, but there was this word and it did not apply to me. And I'm like, well, what other things could that word mean? Could God also mean love? I had this one guy at UU Brighton, he was a deep atheist, and he's like, anytime you say God, in my head, I say Big Bang. I'm like, that is amazing. You know? And I've had other people come to me and say, is it okay for me to bring my Christian faith to this place whose their values are not mine anymore, the church that I grew up in? You have my values, but I feel like my faith isn't welcome here. What if somebody said Jesus and another person said Big Bang and we meant the same thing and it was just okay? Right? I think that we've all got... But that means that I'm going to have to be okay with the things that don't apply to me all the time. And it also means that I'm going to have to ask if I'm not getting enough of what I need. Not ask to cut something out that somebody else needs, but get to ask if I'm not getting enough of what I need. I always say Sunday morning should be like a potluck. If you go to a potluck and you can eat 80% of what is there, it's like a good potluck. You don't need to eat every single thing. You probably can't fit it on your plate. That's a big theology. And also, like, maybe you don't want a vegan, gluten-free brownie, but maybe that's somebody else's only chance for sweetness, right? Like, but yeah, right? Like, but we need them. Okay, so I guess my answer in total is, can we all just calm down a little bit?
Yeah.
I want to add that I think so many of us, people coming to Unitarian Universalism, most of us tend to be refugees from something else unless you grew up in Unitarian Universalism or something. So we tend to come in with our defenses already up. And so you're already like, nope, I'm not having that, not doing that, not doing that. And so then you're totally blocked off. And then not only are you blocked off, but then you get angry. And then the angry response isn't open. And so what I think is important is people taking the time to actually explore their own spirituality. What do I believe? What matters to me in the larger world? Where do I find joy? Where do I find inspiration? Because I believe that the more you can dig into your own and really understand and get involved in that deeply, then the more open you can be to other people having differences. And because you can articulate what it is you actually believe, and it's not fearful that somebody else has another idea and that something else feeds them. Like, oh, that's great, because you're more in tune with what yours is and you're so confident in it that it doesn't matter that somebody else has a different belief system. And my personal, one of my soapboxes is that Unitarian Universalism is an ongoing laboratory, and can people who are different be together? And so we just keep practicing that, and if we can't practice it here, I don't know where else we can, because there isn't some other space in our world that allows for people to have different beliefs. And so if we can practice doing that and like know who you are, like I think of the Olympics, that people like know what country they're from, but they're supporting the whole, they're supporting the sport, they're together and doing what it needs to be done because they believe in it passionately, but they haven't lost who they are. You can be both. You can have your own identity and support somebody else and not you don't make the other person bad. And so another mantra that I shared recently is about not yucking somebody else's yum. And so just because somebody else enjoys it doesn't mean it's bad. They enjoy it, you don't have to, but you don't have to tell them they're wrong or bad people for it.
Can I piggyback on one thing that you said? One of my failings as a UU minister is that I never anticipate spiritual wounding, because I grew up UU. And I never had a wounding version of God presented to me. And so I think we need to try to do this work so that we can invite more people in, so that more people can have that blessing as they grow up.
Thank you. And I'm going to challenge and make these answers short, but both of you, succinctly, to you, what is spirit, as in spirit of life, come on to me?
Spiritus literally comes from the Latin word to give breath. It's whatever wakes you up in the morning and gets you going and gives you breath.
Yeah, I definitely think it's something, whatever gives you kind of motivation, encouragement, find something like, you all have heard me talk about the birds, and something that is something beyond yourself, and even like the song Immortal Love today, like it's something beyond us that I can't name.
Do you guys mind if I take this last question?
Sure.
The question is, will there be Lucky Charms at the potluck? My answer is, come and find out. But I think that's...
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to hang on to these and maybe answer some more in other ways. So keep a lookout for those. Our offering words today are Commitment by Dorothy Day. People say, what is the sense of our small effort? They cannot see that we must lay one brick at a time, take one step at a time. A pebble cast into a pond causes ripples that spread in all directions. Each one of our thoughts, words, and deeds is like that. No one has a right to sit down and feel hopeless. There's too much work to do. You are now invited to participate in the blessing of giving as the ushers come among you to accept the gifts of the congregation. You may also give online via the QR code on the back of your order of service. Thank you. We are going to speak some words of dedication together. They are printed in your order of service at the bottom of the page. I'll give everyone a moment. Our words of dedication. To the work of creating beloved community within and beyond these walls, we dedicate ourselves and our offerings. Let us sing together again. Please rise, embody your spirit, and join together to sing 1064 in the teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home.
Diana, keep it going a little bit. Give me something light underneath. Yes, feel it. I love it. Folks, drifting here, all we kindred pilgrim souls, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls. It's my favorite line of that song. Kindred, not because we are genealogical family or any kind of thing that is specific that we have in common, but because we are all on this journey together, grounded in our values and moved by our missions. We move forward in this world together, pilgrims, not because we are colonialists with funny hats, but because we are on a mission. We are on a journey. We are questioning deeply why we are here. And I think one place to start is each other. Go in relationship. Keep asking the questions. Make that interdependent web strong. Folks, I have been informed that we are going to do the Lammas service right now, like right outside. So follow the choir out if you want Lammas.
Choir's going downstairs, but if you want to be a part of Lammas ritual, please go outside.
Follow the choir out of the sanctuary, but not downstairs.